Hey everybody, on today's video we're going to be going over some of the things that we've been working on for the S550 Mustang. We've been developing this for about 14 to 15 months. This kit is going to give us the ability to run mini, mild, mega, kind of build up how we like doing with all of our other chassis. We're implementing a lot of our new technology with the smooth adjusters, with the lead and trail wheel bump stops, and then we're actually able to utilize the factory knuckle for the majority of this while still getting the improved geometry kinematics, all within this adapter that bolts kind of to the backside of the knuckle. So it's cheaper for the customer, readily available products. It uses a lot less hardware, and the install is really fast and really easy. All you need is really longer caliper bolts, and then this connects to your stock knuckle. We're also going to be doing a hydraulic steering rack setup for this chassis. We've done the modifications. We have custom machined offset bushings that Dylan's making that need to be welded into the subframe, but overall it's going to be quite a simple install on that one to run a previous generation hydraulic steering rack from the S197. Overall, it's going to open up the market for this kit to run all of the different levels, and you're going to be able to build this kit out to a mega and only needing to change the lower control arm. Currently, we're looking at 2 lengths for these lowers with only an inch difference between the two, mild going to mega. On the mild kit, you're actually able to get crazy amount of angle. You don't need to have top plates, and you can use the stock knuckle. So really the mild kit is going to be a huge market for guys because these cars are so nice. You don't necessarily want to stance them out and make it so crazy because you want to be able to enjoy the chassis on how clean and new they are. So really excited about that. And then we have a new adaptation to our smooth adjuster that allows us to get a range of adjustment that is way beyond what we could have done previously by allowing the smooth adjuster to actually rotate. This is going to allow us to get way more track width, allowing that smooth adjuster to pivot as we extend the arm. The prior versions, you could go 15 millimeters, and that difference in angle is taken up by the smooth adjuster, but on this, we can go much further, and it's able to accommodate all kinds of different caster, camber, and track width settings. This is the final rendition before we send this off to get powder coated and then tested on this car. Really what I wanted to do was give us a shim style Ackerman adjustment like I have on my Pro car for the Corvette. The Corvette and the way that we adjust the Ackerman on that is so nice. When you add a 1/16 of an inch shim of aluminum between two surfaces and then reconnect it, it is so accurate doing left to right, and it is so well held together that there's no opportunity for it to come loose. Really fast to do it as well. You can just undo these 3 bolts here, slide your shim in and tighten it back on. You need to make an adjustment to the tie rod, but otherwise you've successfully adjusted your Ackerman. The other thing I want to point out is this bump stop is also from the Corvette Pro kit, and this is really great as well. You can add shims here, retighten it down, and this whole block acts as a contact surface for the outer tie rod. It'll hit anywhere on this block when these are tightened down. It's going to limit your trailing wheel angle. Depending on what your Ackerman is, the trailing wheel also needs support just like the lead, and because of the adjustment on these, you can set up your lead and trail bump stop to happen at the same time, which is really solid. No other kit is doing anything like this. That is just a one-up for a reason to go with this setup. You can kind of see how everything works with the stock knuckle. We have our sway bar. Normally the sway bar on this car connects to the coilover, but we actually have it connecting to the control arm instead, giving us a better form of adjustment and giving us way more angle and articulation. Tie rod adapter as usual, you can see that here. And then we have a lead wheel bump stop on this side. The angle that this is on welded into the control arm allows the wheel to come and contact it nice and flat against the main structure of the plate. And we can simply adjust this out to our desired locking position. Right now, we could actually get quite a bit more angle before we would even need to use this. That's why you can see this is pretty far out. But on a mild kit, the arm is slightly shorter and we don't have quite the clearance that we want, so we can set this bump stop to limit that. Other than reiterating the fact that you can adjust both points on the car without removing anything. We also have our new camber plate, which allows you to remove the studs and put them in a different location and clock this plate at whichever caster angle that you want. So you can increase or decrease caster while adjusting track width with really nice stainless steel studs, billet machine adapter here in-house, and that's just going to give you the ability to really fine-tune your self-steer and make it perfect. Really important for if you're staying with the electric rack to manipulate the caster to allow it to control the rack better. But once you go to a hydraulic rack, you can actually reduce the caster on this and help it with you the opposite direction, making both setups feel fairly similar. The V1 kit for the Mustang is one of our oldest kits still running. I designed it sometime in 2018, back when I was just at my very first shop. I only had Cam working for me, and basically there was nothing else available for these chassis, and we were kind of made it the same as our V1 350 kit, which a lot of you guys actually still prefer or like to use. It's got kind of that fork arm that goes around each side of the tie rod. It was just a method of adjustment, and this kit has been run for many, many years on lots of cars. It honestly does work great. It clears everything really well, but it was time to get with the times on the rest of our kits and give us the adjustment that we want with everything, as well as the thought process. When you think about all of these things and you get new ideas and you try new things, it allows you to think of the consumer, the amount of cost associated with it, and the performance. If we can get the same performance out of the kit without requiring the machining of these spindles or having a bunch of plates and hardware and pins and angles, it's an all-around win for everyone when you don't need to have that cost associated, because OEM components like the steering knuckle, they're super high quality. And if you can use it, you should use it, because you're never going to have an issue with an OEM knuckle fitting the brakes, calipers, strut, or anything like that. And it saves everyone a lot of time and money. So that's kind of the update on this kit. We will be doing install videos and everything on this. I was just showing you the thought process behind these arms. We'll get Jack to do a nice look at everything while I articulate it, and then we're off to powder coat to get this done in what might be our new color for 2025, going on absolutely everything.